Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another riveting episode of the Real Housewives of Lagos After Party. I am Tina.
And I'm OG.
Welcome, everybody. Look, it is actually kind of warm today in New York City, so I am drinking rum and coke. OG, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Lauren Perret Brut.
Ooh, is it
Champagne.
hot in Lagos today?
It is it's really hot today.
Oh, okay, yeah, I would be drinking champagne if I were you too. So, but yes, today's episode, guys, it's going to be today we're going to be talking and just going through everything that went on from episode 1, 2, 3 of the Real Housewives of Lagos. We were able to sip some tea in these episodes, and wow, the shade that these people threw, my goodness. But anyway, yeah, we should just get started and like try to show everyone what happened. Are you excited about this?
I'm
What we're about
so
to do?
excited. Like I'm really excited. The fashion, the shades, and everything. I mean the attitudes. Oh Lord,
Yeah.
they brought it. They brought the
Ye-
fashion.
Indeed, they definitely did, and I'm excited about it. But anyway, let's just get started. Let's get started and show how they were able to introduce themselves and introduce our wonderful city of Lagos. So let's get started. Yeah.
In a legendary land of the rich lies a city that never sleeps. A kingdom where the walls can only go higher. A city only affluence can inspire. Hierarchy over everything. Either you are the bag or you secure the bag. From the champagne showers to the fashion, the vibrant culture and art, Lagos is certainly the heartbeat of Africa. Lagos is always moving. The streets are brimming with activities and a nightlife you can't imagine. Looks are everything. Who you have on your arm matters. Ain't no party like a Lagos party. So work hard and party even harder. Be about that good life. To remain in this kingdom, you must be on top of your game always. This is Lagos, the land of opportunity. Drama is my life, and I get paid for it. Family is everything. A queen never lets you go after her castle. The king of all queens, business mogul, star maker, fashion goddess, bow down. I'm rooted in family. I'm focused on results. I dare you to underestimate this underdog.
Respond me with loyalty, and I'll grace you with my presence.
This city is a stage with many stars, but no one is taking my spotlight.
And
Oh.
guys, this is
Wow, I love everything about the intro. I mean, I love the parts that they talked about. This is Lagos. If you know Lagos very well, that's how they welcome you to Lagos. They don't get to tell you welcome to Lagos. They tell you this is Lagos.
mm,
So yes, I really love that. Then for those of you that may not know what taglines are, it's all about the show. Let
mm,
me explain it to you. It's their catchy slogan that describes their brand. These ladies will come out and tell you their personalities through their
mhm.
taglines. It's like a memorable set of words capturing their uniqueness, their value, and everything about them. So, just so you don't know or rather understand their taglines, when people talk about their taglines, that's what it's all about. And I am
Interesting.
here. I'm living like I'm here for Caroline's tagline, Laura's tagline too. I love their taglines. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and
So
as somebody who's never watched The Real Housewives, it's just any of the franchise. This is interesting. Keep going, sis.
Okay, so let's just go right into it. We'll be going through their introduction. Toyin was introduced, and she talked about her 33 businesses and her kids and her baby daddies. And Toyin, I mean, if you watch the show, she's a fashion goddess, as she's popularly known. She's so good with her craft, and
Hmm.
she also talked about her baby daddies. That's a lot of controversy surrounds. Come to her or lands on her laps because of her baby daddies, and she said had something to say that if any one of the, if in fact the present husband messes up, that
Hmm.
she's moving right into the next one.
Let me see. Let me see if we can play that time because that was so funny when
Oh
she
my
did that.
god, it
When
was
she said
really
that,
funny.
it was
Oh,
hilarious because I was like, "Girl, I love you." Like I actually love it. Like I was like, "Bow down." You know what, girl? You're right. If the first one messes up, then you have every right to go to the next, on to the next one, like on to the next one, on to the next one. That's literally. I was like, "Good for you, girl." Like, please. Let me
yeah.
see if I can find this.
Okay.
I don't
Why
know. I
you
can
look for it?
go.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go
Why
ahead.
you look for it? Yeah. She also talked about the reason why her husband wears a mask all the time. She said that the husband is camera shy, but I don't even understand how someone that is a photographer will be camera shy. I mean, make it make sense. Um.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have
Oh.
my theory on this, but hey.
That's. I mean, whatever rocks his boat.
Exactly. So if he's happy,
Yes.
if she likes it, I love it for her. As long
ex-
as, she's happy with him and I love it for her. But I really like her tagline. I like her confidence. I like the fact that this woman like you said, she runs 33 businesses. That is a fit on its own. Like I couldn't do that. Like, no, no, nope, not at all. So she seems very busy. She seems very driven and she seems very, about her hustle. And you can't fault that. And really, these ladies in their individual personalities and what we've seen embodies what Lagos is all about. It
Yeah.
embodies the show, the Ekofa show that is Lagos. It
Yeah.
embodies everything,
The
the different
culture,
ladies.
yes, the
Yeah.
different personalities, different people. That's why I say that Lagos is a place that accommodates people from different tribes with different culture and values and
Hmm.
everything. So this ladies embodies all that, and I actually also like the fact that Toyin makes this platform as a way for her to showcase her businesses. She embodies it. If she carries her business all around her, she has to
Hmm.
like be a walking billboard for her business. So
Hmm.
kudos to her.
Yeah,
E-
all of them actually embody they kind of were walking billboards because we got to see. Anyway, let's go talk about the other ladies. Sorry.
yeah, Iyabo also told us how she has all the run other businesses aside being an actress and a movie producer and director.
Hmm.
She told us she has her hands in a lot of other businesses, and she also mentioned that she was molested at the age of 5 to 6 years by a family member. I mean,
Hmm.
when I watched that part of the show, I kind of cringed, and I was I was down. Like I couldn't believe it. The way she even talked about it casually. She casually talked about it like it was nothing, but it really hits me, And she's an advocate for child abuse. So that was there was a period they had, some stories were going around about this one of her colleagues in the industry, and she was forefront fighting and standing for justice for the princess lady. So
Hmm.
yes, because she kind of have she have an experience, or she has had an experience. I
Hmm.
believe that's why she was passionate about this. So, and she also said she has two kids. and 5 adopted kids. That's like
Mm,
7 kids in total.
yeah.
Wow, Iyabo, wow. Then
Great.
she got married at the age of 21 years and she almost aborted her son.
Mm,
Ew. Anyway, I'm so glad you did not. Look at the handsome boy that and what he has turned out to be. I'm sure whenever she looks at him, she will be so happy that she never took that decision. So
yeah.
yes, I'm happy for Iyabo and
Yeah.
all.
And
Oh,
I really like Choma as well. She's I mean I like all the ladies. Like they're business moguls, all of them. I
mhm,
like the way that she's just like her dressing is over the top, but it's Choma is just it's refreshing. You know, and
mhm.
it's Lagos. Like Choma is represent a part of Lagos that it's there's this high class kind of like I don't want to call her bougie because that's not I don't know if that's a term if she would take it or anyone would take it as a term of endearment. But I like the Onyibo kind of the thing in her, because there's many people in Lagos who live like that. I mean, her dog eats sushi for every
Yeah.
day. So yeah.
Yes, so like everything she wore on her intro, I want. Like I love the girl. She's a fashionista and a style and is very stylish at the same time. I love
Mhm.
Choma's dressing, her looks. People say, "Is this how Choma dress every day?" Like I won't say I know Choma personally, but I know Choma because I go to
Sure.
her office, Bras and
Mhm.
Copper, and her salon, Good Hair Space.
Mhm.
Choma dresses like that. Like whenever Choma is coming to the office, she's dressed like she's walking on a red carpet. That is Choma everyday look. For people that don't know Choma, that is how she dresses. Choma is always on point. She's always dressing like as if she has one event she's attending. That's how she dresses. So I wasn't even surprised when I saw her all the way she displayed all her fashion. I mean, she talked about it that she lived for it. You dress the parts, you play the parts. I mean, so I can't fault her. I love her
Yeah, she's beautiful. I
fashion.
mean, they all of them are beautiful, but like
All of them
I
are
like
good.
Shama. She's like she inspires me to just like go for it. Like just go for it. Like do what you got to do. Have fun dressing up and stuff. And Toyin inspires me to be more business minded, more focused, more kind of just be a hustler because sometimes you forget that you know just I like them for different reasons. And Choma really embodies Iyabo embodies a part of Lagos that
Oh, I'm there.
as well, the Owambe, because if you don't know, like every weekend in Lagos, there's a party somewhere that there's some people who go to parties every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they are going to parties, and that is
You're right.
Lagos for you,
You're right.
so um yeah. And the next person that we were going to talk about, who actually that's the one person that I knew of a long time ago, was Caroline, because she used to be an actress, and I think I watched maybe one movie, and I actually almost did not recognize her, you
Really?
know, at first. Yeah, just probably because like I mean, even though I forgot about her. Like it's been a while that I saw any movies of her. So I just forgot. But it was nice. I like seeing her on the show. And what did you think about Choma's not Choma, Caroline's introduction?
Yes, Caroline, at least for people like you that forgot about her, her introduction was, to remind you that she's still here. Yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
got married at some point, and that's the reason why you probably, didn't know about that she was still, existing. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she got married to a billionaire. When I watched her introduction, she mentioned I had to count how many times she said billionaire. She mentioned billionaire like 4 times. I was married to a billionaire, and some poor people can't stand that. Even when I'm out of the marriage, then she still went ahead to talk about being married to a billionaire doesn't give you. Oh my goodness, she went on and on and on about being married to a billionaire, billionaire, billionaire. Oh my goodness. But I'm so happy for her. She, even after the whole marriage ended and everything, she's able to still find her feet, and she's into oil and gas, and she's also into construction. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, she does interior and designing for people. So yes, it takes a superwoman to be able to, because I'm sure she'll be measuring herself with the wealth, she has
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
experienced, or she had, had a taste of, because she talked about, she said being married to a billionaire, all you talk about is luxury and everything. So like she must have like she has set a goal, or it's herself at a certain pace,
Mm-hmm.
that she had to achieve and everything. So yes, I'm happy that she's able to, still move on with life, irrespective of where what's happened, in her marriage and everything. So yes, and I also like the parts she said. Um, some who, if in who I think she was asked if the person she would like to get married in the future, and she said he has to be financially stable. Oh my God, I love
Yeah,
a woman that knows what she wants.
me
She's
too.
not even yes, she's not even mixing her words. She repeated herself. Should I repeat it for you? He has to be financially stable. Girl, go
Yeah,
girl. I'm
yeah,
behind you.
yeah. And what I thought was really fun was the fact
Hmm.
that she was unapologetic
Yes.
about who she is, and
Yeah.
also she took the words that people used to kind of go after her with, which is like,
Yeah.
oh, she's a gold digger, she likes
Hmm.
money. She's like, okay, so what? I like money. You have to be financially stable, and yes, I was married to a billionaire. And what?
Hmm.
What are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. But I think, she also explained it. I think in episode 2, what she meant by being a gold digger, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree with her. It's all the time that people say gold digging. They're probably not thinking what you're thinking. They might be gold digging for their own business, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants to be successful in whatever they are doing. So she's
Mm-hmm.
digging for gold in her business. And that was what she explained, that she's also want to, be able to bring to the table what she's digging for, whatever anybody thinks, she's digging for. She should be able to bring that to the table. So
Mm-hmm.
like you said, she's very unapologetic about what she wants, and I agree. I love that about her. I love the confidence and all. Just like
Yeah.
Laura,
Yeah.
Laura, Laura. She is a hustler. She said it herself that she loves money. The way she exaggerated the money. I love money. I love life. Oh my God. I feel you, girlfriend. Everybody loves money and all that. And she also said she doesn't drink or smoke. Productions are very shady. When she said that, immediately they brought her, they played a video of where she was sleeping, and, drinking the champagne or something, for someone that says she doesn't drink and smoke. She could be just holding the glass and, playing with it, not necessarily mean she's drinking. Yes, the production, they try to be shady at that scene. Uh,
I just the reason why I'm laughing so hard is because in episode 2 she also said that she doesn't like to be in the water, but then that commentary was going on, production is showing her in the pool. I was just dying
Production are
laughing.
so
It's
shady. They are
shady, like.
so shady. Laura talked about how she has money and she lives a good life. Interesting. And she's a mom of two, soon to be three. That was a hint, girl. That was a
Mm.
hint. I got that. Yes. She said
I
that.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't catch that, but I finally did. After a while, I finally figured out that. Oh no. Okay, I guess that's.
I did, yes. And she has a husband. She's been married for 5 years. As a matter of fact, on the show, she celebrated her 5 years anniversary with her husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah. It was this episode too. It was actually this episode that she celebrated her 5 year. anniversary of her husband. And I have to say, in all of the intros,
Mm-hmm.
before I didn't know who Laura was. Okay, so I didn't
Oh,
know who she
okay.
was at all. Like, the rest of the ladies, like Toyin, I've heard of because I've been to tonight to what's her name? Tiana Empires,
Yeah,
and
no, Empire.
I've been to Amala.com. Iyabo, I've
Okay.
heard of her, but she's a Yoruba actress, and like, I'm a Yoruba girl, but I don't I understand Yoruba, but I don't speak Yoruba very well. So I,
Okay.
but just for the Yoruba people listening to this, mo gbọ́ Yoruba dáadáa, ṣùgbọ́n mo lè sọ Yoruba dáadáa. So y'all better not play with me.
Oh,
Anyway,
shit.
I basically said that I understand Yoruba very well, but I cannot speak Yoruba very well. But anyway, I've kind of heard of her because I love TikToks. I've seen her TikTok videos.
That's
Um,
it. Is it Iyabo or Laura you're talking about now?
Iyabo, I've seen Iyabo.
Yeah, she's
I'm just going
spin-off
back run.
too.
Yeah, and then
She is
Choma, I
spin-off.
know Choma through a friend. So
Oh,
a
okay.
good friend of mine. I don't like, like, she's not my friend. Choma is not my friend,
Mhm.
but I know of Choma. I've known of Choma through a friend of mine, and actually a couple of friends of mine are friends with her. So,
Oh,
and one of my friends is she's her cousin or something like that. But a lot of people that I went to school in Lagos, so a lot of people that I went to school with know Choma, that are now in, either in the US or back in Nigeria. So, but Laura was the one that I did not know about. And like I said earlier, I heard about Caroline before. And in episode 4, when we are talking about episode 4, we'll talk about Miriam, who I also knew of before the show because I used to follow her YouTube channel. But yeah, so that's
oh,
like the introduction for all of
yes.
the five ladies.
Ladies.
And
Yes.
I knew that we were going to be in for for a fun time when
Yeah.
we were going to be in for a fun time. And so the first thing that we kind of were encountered with was Toyin was having, like, launching a product for her baby,
Baby,
her
yes.
newest
Laura.
baby, Laura.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Toyin was launching a product. And obviously I just love when when Toyin went to they went to so they were gonna her and Iyabo are friends, so they met up in Brass and
Brass and
Copper.
copper.
Yeah, so anyway, so it seems like they were going to use she was going to use brass and copper to do her event for her daughter. But my favorite thing out of Toyin, I have to see if I can find this, but when she when 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 Shoma came up, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I have to show you. I have to play this for you guys because it's so funny. When she was making fun of Shoma's accent,
Oh, okay, that
I
part.
was
Oh my
I
god.
couldn't stop laughing. I was just like, "Oh my god, Tonya will not kill me today,"
But she
because
killed it. She killed it.
I have to play it because it was the funniest thing I have seen in a long time. Like, I was like, "What is wrong with you?" It was so funny. I couldn't believe. I was like, "Tonya, you will not kill me today." But let me share this
Mhm.
with you guys so you guys can see what I had to see and what I had to laugh at because it was hilarious to me. Um, so this is it, and let's see. Let's do it this way. All right. So I'm gonna play this for you guys so you guys can see it. For those on podcast land, sorry for the pausing, but yeah. Shuma's videos. That was the second thing I noticed when she sat down and started to like, oh, you connect with it. What was that thing that you're supposed to wear after you do it? I didn't wear it. So I'm having a space. She was so funny.
She is. She's very hilarious.
How long did yours take? It's like 3 days. 3 days for everything. I didn't Dubai. It took me 3 days. I paid for brass. Just,
Oh,
and
the clip has
there
some
was support
glitches.
or something like that. She sits like this. It has glitches.
Yes,
Okay.
glitches
So,
there.
you know,
something truth in this thing.
Can you
No,
hear
but
it though?
they numb you. You're not
I
supposed to
can,
feel
I
it.
I've been
can,
doing
I
like
can.
Okay.
15 lectures.
All right.
I
I'm
should get
tired of
that
listening to
now
this.
before
Okay.
Tuesday.
But
You still know.
I wanted to get to the part where she was basically laughing at Choma's thing. She's like, oh no, no, fitty, 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 fitty.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh well. At Tony's event, it went. What do you think about Tony's event? When they all arrived and Laura coming late and all that.
Oh
What do you
yeah.
think?
Yeah, so Toyin had yeah, so she had her event and they showed up. I have to say I laughed when Caroline showed up and and she's all dressed to the nine. Do you remember
Yeah.
she's all dressed up in that lime green thing?
Yes.
And Tonya is like, I guess she breast is out, and everyone's gonna suck,
Yeah,
suck, suck, suck.
but
Tonya was
that's the truth. Her breast was just out there, and this was a baby's event. Anyway, I think in episode 2 she talked about that. Caroline said that she wasn't given a proper details about the event, that she wasn't informed that it was a child's event. Of course, she should know better not to dress that way for a child's event. So I can excuse her on that since she had no idea. So we can
yeah.
excuse her dressing.
It was so
And I
funny
think,
because I was
yeah,
uh,
the pictures, you can put on the pictures of all the
oh what they
ladies.
wore. Yeah,
Yeah,
what they
what they were
wore.
for the event. I mean, they all came looking glamorous.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's see. I'm trying to find it because for some reason, I couldn't download some of the pictures that you put in. So, but there it is. Okay. Yeah. So
oh,
this is what the ladies wore to the event. Tony had her on like a little kaftan. Look
mhm.
at Caroline. We have to find a blow up picture of Caroline. Her boobs were out. And Tony says her boobs are saying, suck me, suck me, suck me. She says,
So it is so funny. I give she's I mean Iyabo said that she had a calling for stripper. Me, I think Toyi had have a calling to be a comedian.
come here.
she's very
She
she's
said,
very
suck me,
funny.
suck me. She said, I mean, we're here for child dedication. So there are children here who can suck, suck a breast. I was
Oh
dying laughing.
yes. This
But this,
particular event.
mhm,
I love Toyin's. Well, of course, she's a mother, and this is the baby's her child's event. I love what she was wearing. I'm sure this is everything she wears anyway is made by Tiana Empire. So yes,
mhm,
it makes sense. Then Laura was fashionably late, according to her.
her, yeah. She
Yeah,
said
and
I was
then
late, fashionably.
fashionably late, yes. And
Hmm.
Choma looked very nice, and yeah, but obviously she gave us that anti-conservative kind of look.
Yeah.
Not so conservative because her boobs was also out there. Let me not say conservative.
Who was?
Iyabo's boobs.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Um, yeah. Then Laura's attitude when she walked in, or before I jump right into that, let me talk about Caroline's attitude as well. She gave me that standoffish vibe. She actually acted out the bitch that they call her. Sorry, I mean, I have to use that word. Yeah, they call her a bitch. And that was the attitude she came with. When she came in and she was like, I see, but I don't see. You get what I mean? No, babe, bitch. I don't get what you
Well,
mean. I
I
mean,
mean,
yes.
I guess I disagree because Caroline didn't. The only person Caroline knew there at that time was
Mm-hmm.
Toyin, and mind you, Toyin, her and Toyin were friends for years, and they fell out. So I can imagine when she walked in, she has to now be around somebody that she fell out with, and then be around brand new people that she doesn't know who they are. So, and maybe I can relate to Caroline in that respect because I don't know you, And the only person I know here, we fell out for a reason. And obviously this falling out we now see throughout the show thus far as kind of been simmering throughout the show. So obviously whatever they fell out on, what caused them to fall out with each other is pretty serious. And so
Well, I'm
she,
not
I
going
think
to.
that's why. I think
No,
that's why.
I don't agree with that anyway. Like this is their first meeting. You already
Mhm,
know that you're all going to be on a show, and you're all brought together to kind of establish a relationship. So you're not
mhm.
supposed to like raise a wall, with women, these ladies that you already know you're going to be on a show with. I don't agree with you. She's supposed to bring down her guards or her wall, whatever it is that she had on going with her, and
Mhm.
give this all these women the opportunity to meet them, to get to know them. But she was already giving that bitchy attitude. No, so yes, I don't agree with you on that. If that's the lane you're trying to
Yeah, I
defend
mean,
them.
for me, because I know
Mhm.
how I am, like, I'm a very outgoing person and I'm really nice. But when you first meet me, you won't know what to make of me because I'm not immediately warm to people. So I think maybe because of that, that's what I'm saying, that I see where I can relate to Caroline on that respect, is that she doesn't know these people, and the only person she knows there is somebody she fell out with, that she had a fight with. Yes, they have a show. I don't know if she was aware that all these people were on the show, because they so far they've led us to believe that they weren't aware,
Yes,
that
that's
they
what
just they didn't
they
know.
told
You know what I mean? So she's on
But
the
it's hard
show.
to believe. It's very hard to believe
Oh
that
no,
we all walked into each other like not knowing who and who was on the show. It's really hard to believe. But anyway, I also want to believe that that's what it is, because
yeah, I'm
Iyabo
trying not to.
and Toyi already know themselves, and when Toyin, who walked in, I think it was Choma. Okay, Choma walked in on them. I'm sure Choma knew she was going to meet people. Maybe, yeah, she said, I think in one of her interviews, she mentioned that they told her that she's going to walk into Brass and Copper and she's going to meet some ladies. She's going to be on the
Mhm.
show, and the people she saw were not the people she was expecting. So maybe that's some level of truth in what they told us, and I want to believe
Yeah,
them. Yeah, when
yeah.
Laura walked in as well, Laura made she had a lot of things to say at her diary. She hinted us that Caroline Toyin have told her some things about Caroline that she cannot say on camera. And also,
Mhm.
she mentioned Laura. Laura is very funny. Laura is always saying what she's thinking, other people are thinking. I mean, girl, honest, that's what you are thinking, not what other people are thinking. Like the part she said, I don't think Tony is feeling trauma. I'm not feeling this group. Oh my god, Laura is very, very funny. Then let's talk about the customer and friend.
Yeah, yeah. So like, okay, so now they all met each other. They're now all sitting together, and they're trying to get to know each other. And this is why I'm going to defend Caroline, because as they were trying to get to know each other, she participated. She wasn't like standoffish. It was just the first meeting that she was standoffish. So anyway, they started talking. My favorite part was Laura thinking that she and Choma were friends, and Choma says, "Oh yeah, I know, I know." Um, oh, she says, "I know you. You've been a good customer, a good hair customer."
Good help customer for the past 6 to 7 years. After Laura, oh my dear sister,
And
after
then Laura's like,
my dear sister have said, I know Choma. Me and Choma have been friends for like 6 years now. Oh
it
my
was,
God.
it was crazy. I was dying laughing because I think Laura was taken aback by it. She was really taken aback
Yes,
by the fact that
yes. It made
and
her go back to her shell.
we now see this play out throughout the episodes thus far
The-
that we've seen.
Yes,
You
yes,
know, because I
yeah.
want to show like, hold on, because there's a part here that that I want to play for us because I think it's important for us to play it. Um, the part, I think it's important for us to play this part because this is where we get hear from Laura saying she's shocked that these ladies were there because they like she just didn't realize that they were going to be there. But hold on, let me play it.
I'm shocked to see them because Toyin told me a few things that I can't say, but Toyin and Caroline were very close friends and they fought. And Toyin had already told me that she doesn't mess with Caroline. But I'm a chef. Yes. That's amazing. You were the first person that ever put a banger. And now I'm seeing Caroline here. I'm looking at Toyin, saying, what's going on? I don't understand. I'm a butterfly. I can be close to anybody. She told me that she doesn't rock.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, like, it was just funny. It was funny to me watching that because that's what Laura had come into. She's like wasn't expecting to see these people. And then
Yeah,
not only that, now there's this person that she says she's a friend of, and this person is saying, "We're not you're a
right.
good hair customer."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious!" I could not stop laughing. I literally, I think like I don't want to like I was laughing so hard. But anyway, so this comment by Choma to Laura has set the
Laura.
stage for the most
For
part
the
of
yes, but it shouldn't. Let's just go over to episode 2. It shouldn't, if you ask me, even though it kind of lingered on and everything. Even I think it was the part of the reason when Iyabo extended her invite to Laura to come for her beach getaway, and she just didn't want to go because she doesn't want to be around Chioma and Caroline for whatever reason known to her. So I don't see the reason why that should hurt her feelings or even make her go back to her shell. If somebody doesn't want to be or want to associate themselves as your friend, get over it, girl. Move on. I mean, you have your own friends and you have your life, you have your group of friends and everything. You don't need to beg anyone to be your friend. I mean, you're a boss lady and everything. Those things shouldn't make you feel any type of way. That's my own take on this friends and customer ish. The
yeah,
attitude
and
she continued with was not necessary at all
mhm.
because she kind of transferred the aggression to Iyabo because okay, what's her deal with Iyabo? Why did she not honor Iyabo's invite?
Yeah, and I think it's important for us to say that it was at the table when they were at the Tiana Toyin's daughter's product
Event.
launch that
Hmm.
Iyabo extended an invite to her, and
Yeah,
she basically was like, "Nope, I'm not coming. I don't like to swim. I'm scared of water," or something that she said.
yeah.
And
She said she
Iyabo's
has
like, and
phobia
she's
for water.
yeah, and then like I remember Toyin meeting up with Laura afterwards in episode
Hmm.
2, saying
Yes.
basically like, "Why are you such a winch?" Like why are you such a winch?
Mhm.
Or maybe it was episode 3 or something
No, it
like
was
that. But
episode 2. It was episode 2. They had a sit down at
mhm,
Toyin's office, and Toyin was asking her, "Why is such a way?" It was episode 2, and her actions. She actually said her actions were deliberate. That was the response she gave Toyin. She told Toyin her actions were deliberate. That she
yeah,
could not just that she was not feeling the ladies, and next time Toyin should tell her Choma and Caroline,
yeah.
we are going to be present in
Let me
anything
sh-
she.
let me share the screen. Let me share this with you because I have it up. So let me kind of have it sharing for you guys so you guys can see what we were talking about. So I'm gonna excuse us, guys. We're just trying to get this together. This is like the first 2 times that we're doing this, so excuse us. But anyway, this part right here. She's really flexible. I'm a bit rusty.
and do all that, but I have to.
This is the part right here that was so
You coming
funny.
up? I think it's okay. You okay? Oh my god. I need oil, engine oil. Dora, yeah, let's cheers. More money. You know when we see we are not like we always just about positive things. We don't gossip and do all that, but I have to discuss this with you today. I know. Now that we're even seeing. I know Toyin wants to tell me about my attitude at the event. Why do you act like a winch? What did I
Why
do?
you act like a wish? Kilo share.
I know. It was very deliberate. You are looking at phone. You are looking at yourself. You are looking at makeup. We'll be talking. You'll be sipping drinks. You are not contributing. You are you want everybody to think that you are a bitch, and they're already saying that you are one.
Yeah. So
Oh my God, so is so
yeah,
funny.
she said, why are you acting like a winch? I died. I literally fainted, dying. But anyway, so Iyabo invited her. This is season episode 2. She said she
Hmm.
kind of told Tony that she was going to, maybe she will go, but she doesn't know. And
Yeah,
they were driving, like whatever. So Laura didn't show up. They thought she was going to come. She didn't show up. But I have to say, Yabo did a really good job on setting up this event, this beach thing,
she
because
did.
apparently it
She
was like top
did.
notch. They stayed
Yeah,
at a
she
resort.
did. The beach, I
At,
love the beach house. Is superb. Like it really looked like Maldives. The place was
mm-hmm.
so beautiful. She did a very great job, and I love what the ladies were wearing when they were going to the beach house. They all looked
Yeah, let me see if I can
fabulous.
find it.
Yes, I think there's a picture of them.
Which one?
They all
Is it the
looked
beach?
fabulous. The
Is it
beach
this
look,
one right here?
yes. I mean, the
Yeah, they all
individual
look amazing.
so beautiful. I love everything they're wearing. My favorite is Choma's look. I mean, that's very refreshing, very beachy kind of. Yes, so yeah, I excuse me. I like the beach house, and for those of you that will love to experience or go to the place, the beach house that they went to, I think the beach house is called the 11 is a legacy. And hold on a second, let me bring out the name of the beach house because I know a lot of people are checking what is the name of this beach house. Someone like me, I had to like go and check because it's somewhere I would love to go to. So
Yeah, and we can
it's-
put a link to it in the description of the
yes,
podcast and on YouTube and on Instagram. So that way we don't have to spend too much time looking
like,
for it.
correct. It's a Lachey actually, and the name of the
Yeah,
beach
Elisha,
house is Lemon Seven Beach House. That's the
Lemon
name of the
7 Beach
beach
House.
house in Lachey.
Yeah, they
Yes.
yeah, and it seems like they had fun. They I have to say, the best that I've seen Caroline look thus far was at Iyabo's dinner party. Let me see if
Yes,
I can find
she was my favorite. Her look was, I mean, we are by the beach. All of you are dressing up like you're going to what do you call it, sip. Toy was doing too much with this look, please. It was
it.
too
Yeah.
much. Look, I even preferred it when it was just when she removed the top, whatever, I don't know what she calls transformer. The I love it.
Hmm.
She looks more better, without all that drama. Then Iyabo looked like she was going to sleep. I mean, you guys, Choma, you look like you're going to Cubana. This was too much. My favorite look so far was Caroline. She looked
Yeah.
very nice.
I have to ask, was it before the dinner or after the dinner they played the game? Remember the
It was
game that
at
we
the
are all
dinner.
going.
At the dinner was where Iyabo asked what I think the question was, who was the worst thing they've ever wrote about you on Instagram,
Mm,
blogs have ever carried about you. And
mm-hmm.
Caroline said it was the worst that that have been posted or written about her was saying she got married for money, and she didn't know who her husband had, the net worth of her husband before she got married to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe her because she got married to this man the age that we didn't have social media buzz.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably she didn't know the man's network. Was he a billionaire? Yes. And even Trauma was like, it's believable, but who doesn't know Danjuma's network? Yes, girl. It's believable in the sense that we all knew Danjuma was very rich. He was wealthy, or rather, still wealthy and all that. But at the
Mm-hmm.
age, remember, Caroline got married to this man at an early age. So at the age and time she got married to him, she probably didn't know his net worth, that he was that very, very rich. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's very believable, and I believe her. I think it was at also this dinner table that they talked about. Laura's sister, Lindy KG, writing about some false news about her on her blog, but we didn't get to see it on the show. So I'd rather stick to what was shown to us on the show because we don't know where it was discussed. So
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yeah, so they had this dinner. That's where it started. Then they went. They went. I mean, we're not gonna recap the show, but there was
mhm,
another game that they played where
there
there
it
was
was
they would like somebody would whisper something into your ear,
into your
and
ear
then the
and
other person was like, oh, then the person has to guess what who the person is talking about amongst them, right? Like so amongst
yeah.
the four or
That
five of
was
them.
after brunch. They had brunch,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
they all looked very lovely too when they went for
yes,
brunch.
yeah.
That
So
was after
anyway,
the
yeah, so
yes, the game that they, I think that game was where all the shades and everything, and in fact most of the dramas that developed afterwards on this show, it all happened at that game. And if you ask me, the most person that had most to say was Iyabo, Toyin and Choma.
yeah.
Caroline didn't have much to say about Laura on that at that game. So I don't know what was said to Laura by Toyin. So yes, what do you call it? That game, they were asked. Like I can remember, if you can find a clip of the game when
Mm-hmm.
they've asked. Caroline was taking more of the bullets at the game. A lot of things
Mm-hmm.
were said about her getting married to an older man, being the one that what was the other one that there was another shot that was thrown at her by either Chioma or so. Okay, the bitchy one. Who is the bitchy one? Whichever, like I said, I'm not the only one that sensed that bitchy attitude. She was very bitchy at the very first episode, so I can understand why they say who when they were asked who is the bitchy one, and she said she, rather they pointed at her. Then the second part, another part, she took most of the bullets at that game. Then Choma, Iyabo, and Toyin. Toyin had a lot to say about Laura because, like I said, sometimes they play it like Toyin kind of plays the victim on this show. I just have to be honest right now. Toyin plays the victim because you cannot be telling me, even though she said she didn't like the game, or rather, why would anyone put Laura on it when she's not there? Like, why would she be included on the game when she's not there? So, what I have to say about this is, yes, you said you didn't like the game because Laura was not there, but at the same time, you were the same person when some, I don't know who asked the question. I think Choma asked Iyabo a question, and
who acts like they have more money, like they have money but they
yes,
don't. Yeah,
they don't. Yes. Toyin, not even that. Toyin was like, who, yeah, who acts like they have more money? Who is the liar on the team? It was still Toyin saying all these things. I wish you can really play that clip.
I can. Yeah, hold on, let me see.
Toyin was the one saying all those things. Like she was the one that said, let her act like Laura, being the fact that she is Laura's friend. So what you had in mind, or what you perceived of your friend, was what you were saying. So I don't know why
Yeah.
you will go back, and I don't know what you told Laura. You had a lot to say to her that made her so upset that she said she would want to slap Caroline. and the same person on this show that I didn't see, or on this game that I didn't see, say anything bad about Laura. You were the one that has a lot to say about Laura. You, Chioma, and Iyabo. So I don't know. I really can't, unless, like you claim, that the production did you bad. Maybe
Yeah.
that's when that.
Well, let's play it because it's let's play that part of the show. So here we go.
Who is most likely to be a stripper? Ah, yeah. You know, I see that in her. She's like, oh no, but Toyin is a stripper. Well, that's why I'm thinking. Like, do you think Chama even has that? Like, you maybe codedly, no, but publicly. Uh, based on my morals, maybe not, but based on my flexibility, very possible. Private stripper. VIP corner. She's the one that will split and go down. Yeah. That's Chama. Tiana to XO, she would have been a stripper. I'm very, very sure. Like, she missed that calling just by an inch. If anyone should mention my name again, you are literally dead. Let's be honest.
All right.
Laura.
Is this part?
Drink it. Fitting me. She lied.
Shade. Who's the liar?
Who's a snob?
Shade.
But then who pretends to have what they don't have? Is that what you think about
Shade.
Laura? No. I feel Laura is pretending, because on social media, she's this happy,
All right, I'm gonna stop
going
this.
type of.
But yeah, so it was actually Toyin who said the word. Who said?
Yeah, she said it was because obviously what she, and when they asked her, Choma asked her that, is that what you think about Laura? She was like, no, that's what I think you ladies think about her. You are not in my head or my brain to know that this is what I'm thinking about her. For you to voice that out, that's actually what you are thinking about her. That's the way I see it. So she had the most or the worst to say about Laura on that game or at that game. So, like, coming, I don't know what she really said to Laura after this episode, or rather after this beach, because when what do you call her name, when Iyabo met up with Laura, and Laura was she was fuming, saying that she heard Caroline had a lot of things to say, trash to say about her. Unless the trash was edited out of this show, because I really did not see, she never even said a word about Laura. So I want to believe that whatever trash was said about her by Caroline either was off camera. That's what I want to believe, because I did not hear or see anything bad that Caroline said about Laura. So Toyin should have said, and I hope she said the parts that she said, all the things that she said, not just going back to she was carrying a bone. When you're carrying a bone, you say also, you tell the person what you also said about the person, not just filter some and say some. So
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand
Yeah.
what was going on there.
Well, that was pretty much it for like episode 2. So we I kind of already started talking like going into episode 3. And it looks like Iyabo and Laura met up, right? And Laura was trying to
Yeah,
get
but
Iyabo on
just
her side.
yes, just so I can say this before we continue. For those of you online that have listened to this, please you can follow up with this discussion on our Instagram page or our Twitter. Our IG page is real dot housewife of Lagos, real dot housewife of Lagos. So you can follow up on this discussion. Tell us what you think. I mean, like, all we are discussing here are just our opinions. So you can also have your own say, on this show, and continue the discussion on Instagram. And our Twitter page is RHO Lagos After Party. RHO Lagos After Party. That's our
Yeah.
Twitter page. So
And
yes, you can.
I'll leave the link for everything in the description of
Okay.
this podcast on all podcasting platforms. So as it uploads in the show notes, check the description, whether you're on any podcasting platform you're on YouTube. Check the description and you will find the link to where you can find us. Because again, it is an after party. We're literally trying to sip tea. That's why we're not walking through the whole thing. We're talking about the shade that was thrown, and we're showing you the
Yeah.
shade and the tea that they were spilling. The tea that we just saw that was spilled is
Yes.
Toyin
Mhm.
thinks Laura lies. She pretends to have money, and
Yeah.
she's a bitch. Like, and
Yes.
then the tea that was being spilled was also that Caroline is a gold digger, but she owns it, and apparently Tony is like she can strip. So these are the tea that was being spilled. In addition to that, Tony they were throwing shade at each other, like,
Correct.
oh, so it's pretty cool. But anyway, so we go into episode 3.
Three.
Iyabo, and we're not gonna recap it, but like Iyabo and Laura met up. In that conversation, Laura indicated that Tonya told her everything that happened at the thing. First of all, I think it has to be clear that I feel like Laura should not have been put in the game if she was not there. She should not have been, she shouldn't have been part of the game if she
I
was
agree
not there.
with
Because
you. I agree with you on that.
yeah,
Yeah, she shouldn't
because
have been part of the game for the fact that she was not present. They shouldn't have included
exactly.
her. Yes, I agree with you
Exactly.
100%.
All four, because all four of those ladies were able to, like, even Caroline, she was getting a lot of body shots, but she was able to kind of sit there and own it, and kind of like whatever, kind of defend herself, not defend herself, but like kind of affirm who she was. Laura didn't have that, and no one else
That
did it for
opportunity.
Laura.
I'm sure
Yeah,
Laura would have she wouldn't have reacted the way she reacted if she was present. She would have just laughed over it,
laughed it
just like
off.
every
Yeah,
other person did when they were mentioned on some certain things. She would have just laughed over it, being the fact that she was present. But anyway, like I said, we don't know what was taken back to her by Toyin. So whatever that was taken back to her, I believe when Toyin was giving her whatever and feeding her whatever information that she was feeding, she should have made it. I mean, she made a big deal out of it, which is not supposed to be so. She should have just explained to Laura that it was a game. Yes, I never liked it. Because you were not present and all that. But I mean, don't take it personal. It was just a game. Yeah, there's a way you can, play down something and some whoever you're giving it the gist
yeah.
to will not
But
react.
the reason why Tony is telling her is not because she wants to tell her what happened there. She's telling her to kind of isolate Caroline. And we played the episode earlier where you know Laura told us that Tony told her all this stuff about Caroline, and she doesn't know why Caroline is at this thing when they don't like each other and they're fake, and whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that at the end of the day, Tonya was always going to talk shit about Caroline and what Caroline said or did at this show, at the
Yeah.
game, to
You're
to
right.
Laura.
You're right.
So,
You're right.
and like we said, everyone else had so much more to say about Laura than Caroline. Actually, I remember Caroline saying, "I kind of feel bad for Laura," like something like she said, made a comment. So at the end of the day, Laura was taking Panadol for Toyin's headache, as in she already decided that she was not going to like Caroline regardless.
Caroline, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
She's fighting a battle that she's not supposed to. Like she's fighting Caroline for no reason, if you ask me. Because there's nothing I know from this show that Caroline have done wrong to her. So she's just fighting a battle that doesn't belong to her. That's like you say, taking a Panadol on somebody's headache. And
yeah.
when I didn't understand this her meeting with Iyabo. Like you already said, I don't know her that well. Like that was the reason why she didn't warm up to Iyabo, and she also did not honor her invitation to go on the beach. So like she had something to say on her diary that she wants to get Iyabo on her side. I also understand that this getting Iyabo on her side stems from whatever conversation that she had with Toyin. Like they are trying kind of build a build a clique or a squad, like
She was trying to build an alliance. It's
an
like an
alliance.
alliance.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's trying to
Literally.
build an alliance with Tony. Let her have the numbers, I guess. So coming and you already had a lot to say about this person that you don't know her. Why? I mean, like, why should you go on the trip with her? Then, and you're the same person on the same bread saying, whenever I see you, I'm fan struck. Like, I don't know all that kissing acts she was doing. It was so funny. I'm like, come on, Laura, get it together. So, the discussion she had with Iyabo at that salon and all the things she had to say, saying that she doesn't have a problem with Iyabo, she's not the problem, and Caroline had an issue. I'm like, am I watching a different show? Is it not the same show here that I'm watching? That this person didn't say anything bad about you on that trip. So I don't know where Laura was, what's or rather what she was getting at on that her conversation with Iyabo. Then Iyabo taking back. Iyabo is like a bone carrier on this episode. She carried what was discussed with Laura to Choma, and she told Choma a lot of things that Laura said, and the slap part. Yeah, she. Oh my God! I just remembered where Laura said it was a slip of tongue. Slip of tongue, but you repeated it like 3 times, according to Iyabo. Then, what do you think of Iyabo telling Choma what Laura said about Caroline instead of calling Caroline directly to tell Caroline what was said about her and not to Choma? What do you think about that?
I don't know. Like I think that she should have told Choma directly, in my opinion. But it's pretty clear that Caroline is not close to everybody on the show, right? She's really only close to Choma, really,
Mhm.
and I think she warmed up to Iyabo at the beach a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And so that friendship was kind of forming. But
Uh-huh.
maybe Iyabo didn't feel comfortable. She felt like she was more closer to Choma, and that Choma, and we saw in episode 2, which we didn't really discuss, or maybe episode 3, oh yeah, episode 3, in the beginning, that Trauma and Caroline were really getting really close. They were meeting up and doing yoga together and all that stuff. And Trauma and Yabo were also getting really close. So I think the
Yes.
common denominator between those friendship is Trauma. So in a way, it made sense to 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 bring Trauma into to like talk to Trauma. But in other ways, I'm like, well, why don't you just go talk to Caroline? At the end of the day, I think the reactions would have been the same.
Oh well, yes,
In
the reaction, but no, the reaction wouldn't have been the same because now Choma, because of what Iyabo told Choma about the slap parts was what gets Choma, riled up when they were in that
but
was
I think if
Caroline's.
Iyabo had told, yeah, but if Iyabo had told Caroline, Caroline would have told Trauma. Trauma would still have the same reaction.
Well, you're right, you're right, you're right. But then I just felt, well, Choma was being loyal when she was reacting, telling Yabo that if you slap Caroline, I'll slap you. I laugh.
That's-
I'm like, Choma, really? Will you do that?
she said, "I'll slap you." I'm like, okay,
I'll
well, but
slap that
anyway,
man. That's been
and so,
that's that loyalty. I mean, I'm
yeah,
loyal like that. I'm sure everybody. I can remember even Laura saying that she wish she has a friend like I'm just going off points now, like Swanky Jerry because of how Swanky Jerry defended Annie and everything. So yes, this is Choma defending Caroline, her friend. Like you said, they've already built a relationship.
hmm
They've gotten close and everything. So yes, this is her defending her, saying I will slap you back and all that. So yes.
exactly. And so at the end of the so like during the episode, we saw that I think it was Caroline's turn to now have an event, and they were going to have
Mhm.
a bohemian theme party,
Party.
which we unfortunately don't. Let me see if I can find pictures of the looks because
There,
they were serving.
yeah, they were serving. I thought there's pictures of it. The Bohemian Party team. They brought it. The person that I know that the two people stood out for me that that's actually stuck to the theme of the party was the two people was Iyabo and Toyin. I mean,
Toyin, yeah.
yes, they brought it. Choma, the queen of extra, that was too extra. That was really, 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 really extra. Then Caroline, of course, I think she loved to be naked like this, like Toyin said. She's always she just wants to
Where
show
can
off
I?
her body.
Yeah, I wish I had a picture of
Oh,
them at, yeah.
mhm.
At the end of the day, like they they look good.
They look
And
good. Yes.
in later episodes when we do this, we'll review their fashion as well. But right now, we're just trying to get through the first, since we decided, so literally last, is less than a week ago, we decided to do this podcast.
Yes.
So it's been a bit much to try to like get everything sorted. So, but their
Yes.
fashion,
Like
like I
we're
have to say,
doing
they
a
look really
marathon
good.
right now.
Exactly. So they looked
Mhm.
really good in their fashion. Choma came in there in that white lace thing. And Caroline was just like, look at my baby girl, my baby doll, Chioma. And Iyabo was like, is it your wedding? Is it your own?
Yeah, Chola had a full flower on top of her head.
Hmm.
And Iyabo didn't want Chola to outshine her. She had to start looking for flower. And
Yeah, yeah, looking
it
for
was
flower. And
so
I
funny.
remember,
It was
I
really
remember,
funny. That scene was really funny.
yeah,
Oh
I
my
just
god.
remember that Laura was like, why is everyone liking Trauma's outfit, blah blah blah, all kinds of things, like those types of
Yes.
things. But it was
He
it was
had
just
Laura
hilarious.
had a lot. Yes, talking about that, Laura had a lot to say as well on that her diary. You
Hmm.
know, even when she called Choma a thing and a rat, you know, because just because we could sense the tension between both of them because of what Yabo told Choma about Caroline, or rather what Laura said about Caroline. And I don't know why Laura have so much, will I use the word hate? You know, she really don't like, she despises Choma a lot for, I don't know, because
Yeah,
of
and I feel like her dislike of Trauma is even different than the dislike of Caroline.
Caroline.
I
Yes,
think, and going back to like the tea and the shade, Chama threw a solid shade at
she
Laura in
did.
episode
She
one by
did.
saying we're not friends, even
Yes,
though
that
Laura wants to be counted as a friend. So, so
true.
I think that that's part of it. And obviously, there was some level of relationship between these two at some point, that goes beyond just being a client, right? So there's stories out there
I
about there was a
don't
flight.
think they did an interview. Choma and Iyabo, they were on Tuesday and Bemi's show, and they talked about it. I think it was after that friendship,
Yeah, it was.
the
Yeah,
first
it was.
episode. Yes, they did an interview where Choma said that outside good headspace, she has never, ever hung out with Laura. So yes, for her to, she's still, even at the, if we are on the episode 4, when they went on the trip, when she went to Laura's room to go and check on Laura, she still said it, I'm not going to change my word up what I said about the customer and this thing friendship something, because it's something that we are not friends, we are not friends, like you can't say we are friends when we've never hung out of the good headspace. So Laura should just, to me, Laura should just move on. I don't know why she kept on bringing it up. In fact, in every episode, she brought it up. Every opportunity
Yeah,
she got,
but I,
she
I
brought
just think
it up.
that at the
It
end of the
doesn't
day,
matter.
Laura is Laura. Laura feels how she feels, and
Yes,
she's going to, so like we just have to, we have to just
accept
understand that
her
that's
feelings.
that's Laura feels very very slighted by that comment, and
Mhm.
it's played out, and so, and obviously she feels like she knows something about Choma and Kika, and that she
Yes.
feels like she's better than them, and how they're this person now not even acknowledge that I'm friends with her. So I think there's all that aspect being at play in what we've seen in episode 3, when she called Choma a rat, and all kinds of names, and
Names. Yes.
then episode 4 we saw the F kicker, F trauma, and she whatever. But I think there's a lot more to it that we, because the way that Laura was so emphatic about the fact that she will never apologize or do anything, or like have any normal conversation with Choma about that situation, tells me that
Mhm.
there's something more to it. And at the end of the day, something happened between Laura and Choma. We don't know what it is. It cannot ever be the whole "you're not my friend" thing. Something
Yes.
happened, we will never know. But at the end of
True.
the day, this whole comment, when you ask why was she so like upset, something, there's a difference in the anger she has with Caroline and the anger that she has with Choma. It's pretty clear that the anger that she has with Choma is really personal. Something happened. The anger that she
True.
has with Caroline has to do with the fact of what Tony told her, and the fact that Caroline might have said something about her sister, who is a blogger who writes shit about everybody all the time. So at the end of the day, there's no reason why, oh, you're a good hair customer, should be this personal, that you're calling her names, you're throwing in obscenities at her, you're very uptight, you're obsessed with this girl, acknowledging
True.
that you exist. Something
True.
happened, and we may never know. So,
True.
but
True.
at the end of the day, something happened. It goes deeper than what you and I know. We're not in their relationship. The only thing that
Yes.
we know is based on what we have read in the blogs or what we've
True.
seen on the show. And it would be hard. It would be weird not to bring up the fact that they talked about this fight in the club, and rumor has it that Laura was in that club that day as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
the rumor has it, and I was
It
actually
is
disgusted
because
with Laura.
I yeah, it is. And you know, the way they talked about it, or rather the way the reaction that Laura had towards Chioma, I couldn't just understand. But anyway, that's between the two of them, like I said.
Yeah,
Nora
but
is
anyway,
also
so
forgetting the fact that her sister is the one writing shit about people, and her sister doesn't confirm most of her story. Why would she even bring up her sister's name in the midst of these ladies? And most of all these ladies, her sister have written shit about them. I mean, like
yeah,
that it's going to hit home. It's, you don't know what they have been harboring in their minds. You don't know what they, what's they've suppressed most of all these things because it eventually affected their livelihood, or at some point it affected them or maybe they were even depressed at some point, and you're coming up, you're bringing up your sister's name, and when they want to respond, you say, don't talk about my sister, don't talk about, girl, you're the one that brought up your sister's name. If you can bring up your sister's name, then I should be able to talk about your sister, and I should be able to defend myself. Most of the shit that she has written about me are false. And the fact that Caroline said that she tried to reach out to Linda and Linda did not respond, did not put this, oh, okay. You know, at the end of this episode, or at the end of when this whole thing aired, afterwards, they continued this drama on Twitter and on Instagram. Most of those stories that Caroline claimed that Linda posted were pulled down from the internet, or rather from her blog. And she was forgetting that, or Linda was forgetting that this is internet, this is technology age we are in. Some of these stories will still, as long as you've posted them on Instagram, somehow somebody somewhere is going to pull it out. So Iyabo, being a friend, now responded to Laura's reaction. She said, Laura, I still wonder what was said to you by Toyin for you to have been so angry to the point of you saying you wanted to slap someone. Mind you, you said it to me 3 times at the spa, even though the camera only played it once. How can that be a slip of tongue? Girl, own your words next time and stop playing Incredible Hulk in your confessionals. I say the most and the worst about you on the beach, yet you want me on your side. LOL. Girl, I can see through you. I guess the beboru Toyi did to you is the first place in the first place, she didn't feed you right. So because I said I was now cool with you after you begged me, you're expecting loyalty straight up. Same you that didn't want to associate with me in the beginning. I'm only loyal to my friends and not acquaintances. And yes, I fall in love at first sight and also detest at first sight. It depends on the energy you bring. Trust me, I am the drama. So I will sleep and I think she was trying to say, I will spill and spill again. I come in peace. That's just lover's slogan. I
Yeah.
come in peace. Just lover will say shit about you, and yet he will end it with, I come in peace. Yes,
Yeah.
this this was, I know this Toyin, Iyabo dragged the Toyin on this post and also dragged the Laura. And Laura didn't respond to Iyabo. Toyin also did not respond to um what do you call her?
Iyabo.
Iyabo as well. Iyabo is someone they already know that when you start shit, she will finish it. I mean, like she will drag and drag whatever it is. If you come for her, she will drag you to the end. That was why at the beginning, Choma said, make no mistake, that she will never ever call out or drag Iyabo on internet because she's queen of dragging. She will drag you. So I don't know why Laura felt that it was cool for her to bring up her sister's name and don't expect people that her sister have written shit about them not to react, especially Caroline. And again, you have so much hate, or you've given her a lot of attitude and everything. You said a lot of things about her, which was repeated to her. You said you will slap her. She had every right to react or to come at you the way she did at her event. I mean, like, if you had something to say about my daughter, she also said something about her daughter. She said her daughter was not for her husband. That was deep. That was really deep. I
Yeah,
mean, I will come.
you could really
Yes,
feel Caroline's pain
yes,
during this episode. It was pretty. So like Caroline was like, hold on, let's see. I'm gonna play this for us so we can kind of just get a full scope of this. Hold on. Because I think it's important. Like I have to say that the emotion was palpable. I felt um, Caroline's emotion as she went through this, and she was just broken. You can tell that she was broken. So
Why would you accuse me of something and not want me to defend myself? I'm not talking. I allowed you to talk. Don't. No, Carol, if you have a problem, you tell us about my Carol. She's for someone now. My daughter has two holes in her heart. When my daughter was born, the first thing they noticed was symbolic mama. After that, they told us to go to the cardiologist
this
today to
this
make sure
hurt
that
my
the
heart
hole was
right
found
here.
in her
yes,
heart.
me too.
Of her heart is bigger
You
than the
could see
other.
she was very emotional talking about it. She
For me to
was
now that
crying.
the doctor was faithful.
Hmm.
It's a hole. Two holes in her heart. Sorry. Sorry. I'm just going to try and control myself. Your sister was
Oh, right here, I felt her.
You can have a blood but don't hurt people.
True.
Part of the reason why my marriage broke was because of Linda. I reached out to her. She did not care. I have court papers. She did not care. Linda lied about my age. I reached out to her. Linda wrote that my daughter was for another man. I reached out to her. She did not care. And you sit down there to defend your family. I have family too. I have children that look up to me. I have people that fight for me. You don't sit down there and tell me you want to slap me when your sister wrote about my daughter. My daughter has two fucking holes in the house. Do you know how I cope with that? You freaking think I'm happy to be divorced? From the very moment I got married, Linda was on my son. No one prays for divorce. I'm such a perfectionist. I wanted a home.
Yeah, I mean, you could feel the hurt
Mhm.
in
Yes.
Caroline's body and soul and everything. She was hurt. She was really hurt, and you know, and you're right. You know, Laura, you cannot say, "Oh, don't bring up my sister," when you literally said the reason I don't like you is because you said some stuff about my sister, then
True.
let her defend why she said whatever it is that she said about your sister,
True.
you know? And you know, and like Iyabo said, at the end of the day, she doesn't know what Toyin, no one knows what Toyin said to Laura. But I, you know, I will always stand by the fact that something, I don't know, like it's the
It's
issue,
Mhm.
the issue between Laura and Caroline is not because of Linda.
I think
The
so. It's
issue,
not because of Linda. I agree with
yeah,
you.
it's because of what Toyin had told her, and because she had already had this bias in her, she had this bias already against Caroline, that she decided that she was going to act a fool towards Caroline. And maybe Caroline has said stuff about Linda, which everyone on that table probably had said stuff publicly about Linda, because Linda was awful to people, and she probably still is. I mean, she just got sued recently and she had to pay, like, she's liable to pay a lot of money for lying about people and pretty much destroying people's lives, you know, all in the name of gossiping.
Oh my God.
You
Well,
know, so like everyone on that table had said something bad about Linda. So for her and Toyin to be able to get along, when Toyin even said, yeah, I've had my issues with Linda, for her and Iyabo, for her to want to be friends with Iyabo, who Linda had so much to say about, and Iyabo, obviously, we just said Iyabo will drag you. And so why would she think that Caroline should be quiet and not say anything and be able to take what Linda says? And then, but then Laura does not want to take what anyone says back about her sister. It doesn't make
no.
sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. The thing is, Laura doesn't just want to receive. She wants to give. Like she wants to tell people how she feels about them, give them nasty attitude. But when it's being thrown back at her, she start being. She's such a baby.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, she's such a baby. I don't know because if you can dish it, you should be able to have it. Like they take it as well. If when people come at you for what you're dishing at them, so the reaction she got from Caroline was not what she was expecting. That's the gospel truth. But again, I will give it to her immediately. She because Caroline expressed herself and she could see the emotion behind her expression, especially when she was talking about her child. So I give it to Laura for immediate. I think she felt she was remorseful and she had to like say, I'm sorry. So she apologized at that moment. It takes a big person, a bigger person to apologize to realize that, oh, okay, this person's feeling hurt. But Caroline didn't receive it. So she didn't receive it when she
If I
apologized.
was not gonna receive it, if it was me, I wouldn't receive it either. I'm sorry, I will not receive it, because it's freaking bullshit. Like the only reason why she apologized was because Caroline. Because at first, when Caroline didn't bring up her daughter, she was kind of still going back to back. It was because her daughter was in there. And even Laura's response to all of this was, oh, I knew Caroline was lying, blah blah blah, you know. And we're not going to go into there because I want to wrap up this whole thing. But at the end of the day, that's really what happened. And the reason why we're going into detail about some of the details into this, because it set the tone from this point
Oh,
on as to how
yeah,
things now work out
between the
through, at
ladies.
least, yes, the ladies, at least through to episode 6 that we've watched. I'm sure it'll
Yes,
continue. Hey
I'm
guys,
not
so if you
the
guys want to
one.
so yeah, if you guys want to continue this conversation, you guys want to continue on with the after party, let us know what you think in our comments on YouTube, on our Instagram, Housewives of Lagos, on Instagram, and on Twitter. All the links to all of these locations will be put into the show notes in the description of everything, all the platforms that you can find us, so you can join us. We want to have more. We want to have mimosas with you guys. We want to have cocktails. We want to have wine, champagne with you guys. We want to continue the after party. And with that, this is kind of like our wrap up of episode 1, 2, 3. We apologize that we're not as polished as we should be, but this is new for us. We're kind of reviewing a reality show, and we hope that you guys will not throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, "Oh God, I don't like the show," just from
Oh
listening.
my God.
I promise you guys, we're only going to get better. And yeah, I think that's all we have for episode 1, 2, and 3. And the fashion was, I mean, they always bring it. Um, I really like the way they dress on the show. I did not like Laura's green confessional outfit. I did not like that thing. It was
It
ugly.
wasn't looking fine on the show, but when she posted the one of which of the outfit you mean, the one of the
With
episode
the
one?
big bow in front of her,
It
the
really looked
confessional.
nice. It really, when she posted the
I didn't
full
like it.
picture of, I liked it. When she posted, I
I,
didn't like it on the show, but when she posted the full picture of it, I liked it. I kind
yeah,
of liked
but we
it.
have to understand, like in this podcast, we're seeing it, right? We're seeing the show. So like
Mhm.
let's just pretend that we don't they don't have social media. They're not posting this. Well, from based on what I see on the show, I didn't like the dress. I didn't like the outfit.
Oh, I didn't like it on the based on what I saw on the show. I
Yeah.
also didn't like it.
And there's also like there are a few things that Choma wore in the confession. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, I don't like this. So I'm not. It's not like a beat up on Linda thing. It's just a thing that I just didn't like that green. I felt like her makeup was off. Her like it was. I don't know. It was the bow did not. They should have just left the bow out. And I don't know. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I may be wrong, but it wasn't for me.
Oh, we'd like to
Yeah.
have
So
you as a guest on the show, or you can come and join us in the chat and talk about what you feel, or your take so far on the show, and let's discuss. Let's discuss. Talk about the show, talk about the ladies, their fashion, and what you like and what you don't like about them. It would be nice to have you on the show, and let's continue this discussion. Thank you.
and I think that's all we have. Thank you guys and see you on the next episode.
And
Bye.
bye.